There's a good chance you're dealing with a middleman, like me, when you get your medicines. That's because PBMs and insurers are often the same company. We even own big chain pharmacies and are buying your doctor's office. We decide what medicines you can get, where you get them, and how much you pay. It's a win-win. For me.
When middlemen own it all, you lose. Visit phrma.org/middlemen to learn more. Paid for by Pharma.
Spring savings are in the air, and at Ross, where they have savings on all the brands you love. From the latest fashion to outdoor decor and even pet supplies, savings are in every aisle. Go to Ross and save 20 to 60% off other retailers' prices on your favorite spring finds.
I think you're on mute.
Workday starting to sound the same?
I think you're on mute.
Find something that sounds better for your career on LinkedIn. With LinkedIn Job Collections, you can browse curated collections by relevant industries and benefits, like flex PTO or hybrid workplaces, so you can find the right job for you. Get started at linkedin.com/jobs. Finding where you fit. LinkedIn knows how.
"24 chefs, 24 culinary showdowns for 24 hours straight. Which chef will outcook, outpace, outlast the competition?"
No chef
escapes the clock. Season premiere, 24 and 24, Last Chef Standing, Sunday, April 27th at 8. See it first on Food Network. Stream next day on Max.
Hi, I'm Erin.
And I'm Katie.
And you're listening to Ropedrop Parkhop. Did you think you were listening to something else?
How could you with that little upbeat music?
Doot, doot.
How could you think you were listening to something else?
It's very sparkly music.
Yes.
If you could put sparkles into music, it's that.
Mm-hmm.
For
it
sure.
sounds like Sorcerer Mickey. Which is kind of the intent, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
Read a review?
Let's do it.
Okay. This is from 2 years ago, a new listener. Are you still here? Let us know. Texas Mom of Marine. So it's MOM.
Oh, cute.
Mom of Marine. Anyway, Texas Mom. 5 stars. I just found your podcast and I love it. We're headed to Disneyland in June of 2023 for the first time and looking for all the tips and info. We've been to Walt Disney World a few times, but hear that Disneyland is very different. It is. I'll be going back and listening to your podcast from the beginning. Keep up the great upbeat podcast.
Upbeat.
Yay.
Like our intro music.
Intro music. Yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you so much, Texas Mom. Let us know if you're still here. There was a question asked. So there is a Facebook group for Disney travel agents.
Mm-hmm.
And I would say the majority of them are Walt Disney World
Yes, focused.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And a lot of times when there's Disneyland questions, they're pretty basic questions because they're just like, I don't book a lot of Disneyland and I could use some help. Anyway, yesterday somebody posted and said that they are getting ready to take their own trip to Disneyland and they've never been and they need all the tips and tricks. And so I commented and just said, hey, if you're a podcast listener, we have one, whatever. And one of the other travel agents comment underneath and she's like, I listen to your podcast.
Oh
and
my
she's
gosh.
like, I've been here listening for a long time and I love it so much. Highly recommend. And so thank you
awesome.
also to you. If you're listening.
That makes me feel
I think
good.
I recognize the name. I think we've interacted before, maybe on social media or something. I can't remember who it was. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But anyway, thank you. I appreciate
cool.
that.
I love it. What's going on in your world these days?
Oh, Asher and Kenley are in a play.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Kenley's backstage, of course. Asher's on stage. They're doing Lost Girl, which you have a little connection also. One of your good friends' daughter is the lead.
Yes.
She's the star of the show. So I went and saw it last night for the first time. They had like a soft opening.
Mm-hmm. And I'm going tonight.
Yep. And so that's consuming
I'm
our
sure.
house right now. Yeah.
I am headed to the school right after this to do some graduation stuff.
Because number 2 is graduating.
Yes, we're picking up cap and gown, and it's like it's here, ready or not. It's crazy.
Do you know that they have the school district calendar available through Kenley's graduation?
Mm-hmm.
So I know when Kenley graduates now.
Nice.
Which I'm not where you are with number 2 even.
Right.
But like that still was like, kind of like.
It's a shock. It's shocking.
It sucks. I'm not ready.
It's exciting to watch them go spread their wings and do their own thing.
I don't think it is.
It really is. It's bittersweet, but you have to kind of wrap your head around. It's exciting. It's happy. It's
you
good
have to
for
really
them.
talk yourself into it.
Give yourself a pep talk.
I believe that. I
Fine.
probably should start soon because I'm going to need 2 years of really, really focusing on that.
Yeah. Well, and the second one is a little bit different for me because my first one, even though he moved away from home to go to school, the school is local to us. And so I still got to see him almost weekly for laundry and Sunday night dinner.
Right.
This one's going far away. So we'll see how it goes. I'm excited for him, though. He's excited. So that makes it worth it.
Good.
And yeah. So we are actually headed there this weekend for his orientation.
Are you driving?
Yes.
Okay. A little road trip.
And yeah, we're going to go check out all the things, get him registered for classes. Crazy.
It's wild.
From one thing to the next.
If you are listening and you have small children are hard. Like, I remember little old ladies coming up to me in the store and just being like, oh, wistfully, right?
Yes.
Oh, Mama, enjoy this. It goes by so fast. And I remember thinking at that time, like, shut up.
It's so hard.
It's so hard, and the days are so long, especially when your kids are little. But gosh, I'm not a little old lady, and I'm here to tell you, like, it goes so fast.
It does.
It really does.
Blink of an eye.
Makes me so sad.
Yep. We have grandbabies to look forward to eventually, right? Not
suppose.
yet, but eventually. Guys, I need help.
Oh, let's hear it.
I need help planning a summer vacation for my family. With one last summer vacation with my college-bound kiddos. Yeah. Well, and my other one he's graduating college next year, so he'll be off doing crazy things after that, probably far away from home. So I feel like this is almost like a last. I'm not going to think about it that way, but I don't know. Some of the ideas were Hawaii or Mexico,
but you've done that,
or Alaska. Was like my older boys. That's their top choice right now. I'm like, I don't even know how to do Alaska.
Would you do an Alaskan cruise?
No, they would not. They're not cruise people.
Okay.
So it would be
like getting up there, finding a train, cruising through Alaska.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I mean, that sounds overwhelming to me. And also, I feel like I'm behind the ball a little bit on getting something like that planned for summer. What were their other ideas? We talked about maybe just doing a road trip type thing through Yosemite, San Francisco, like doing the Central California thing. We've never been to Yosemite, but it's on my list.
What about like a really super fun New York City? Like,
yeah, that could be fun. New York City in July, August, not my favorite. It's so hot and humid there.
Yeah, it is very humid. You're right.
So
let me think about
I don't know.
Too.
Yeah, I need ideas.
And if anyone out there listening has something that they loved that they did,
please
let us know.
And probably not Disney, since we just did that for spring break.
Oh, come on.
If it was Jack, we'd be going to Disney in a heartbeat.
Right.
But with the older two, they're ready to try new things,
well,
which I totally get.
I get that too.
Yeah.
Should we talk about some Disney news?
Let's do it.
Okay. Oh, actually, before we do that really quick, I'm going to share this, and I'm going to send you a link. Katie edits and uploads all of our episodes, so I'm going to send you a link. We set up a SpeakPipe. What SpeakPipe is it's kind of like a voicemail for podcasts. We want to do an episode with your guys' help. We want you guys to share some of your favorite Disneyland memories with us. So in the show notes, we're going to include a link for this SpeakPipe website. If you want to go on and leave us a brief, we don't care how long it is, a minute or two, however long. If you want to leave us a brief message, we're going to make a show of some favorite memories and kind of talk about them. And we need audience participation in this.
Yes, please.
So please take just a second and send us a fun little memory that you have from Disneyland.
Yeah. And today is technically our 200th episode, which is crazy.
If we're not counting the kids.
Yes. And we actually recorded with the kids a couple weeks ago. That one's not publishing till next week. So like I said, it's technically this week will be our 200th published Just Us episode. So this is why we're kind of doing the SpeakPipe thing, is kind of a celebration of all of our listeners and us and all the things. So please go participate. We would love it.
Should we share why the kids are doing an episode next week now that it's kind of actual? Or should we just surprise everybody?
Let it be a surprise.
We can share, I think.
Okay.
We got invited to go to Epic Universe at Universal Studios next week.
We get to go to a preview. So exciting.
So we are crazy. Absolutely crazy. We are leaving Boise, and we will be back in Boise like 51 hours later. So we are taking
going
a red eye
clear across the country and back in like the space of 2.5 days.
Yeah. So
with a big giant park day in the middle of all of it.
Pray for us.
Yes. So that's why we have a recorded episode ready to go for next week, because we will not be available to record. Crazy.
But we're very excited.
Yeah.
And if you don't follow us on Instagram, follow us on Instagram because we will share some things, and then we will talk about Epic Universe the next week.
Yep.
We're super excited to go see it. It's a preview. And, I've been watching some previews online and things like that. And I think previews are to iron out the wrinkles.
Right.
And so I expect some wrinkles. We only have one day in the park.
One day, and it doesn't open till 11.
Well, but we get early entry.
Right.
We're staying at Helios, which is the hotel that's connected to the park. And so that's exciting. And yeah, we have it's only like a 10-hour day that we have to go in and see everything.
Yeah.
So if there's something specific you want to see, message us. Let us know what we should be doing. I've got a little list of foods. I've got a little list of like absolute must-do things. I'm working on it.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what we can cram in. There's a lot to see and do. It's actually not that big a footprint.
It's
the
really
park
not.
Itself, they just have a lot squeezed into it. It's kind of like a Disneyland, right?
Right.
Lots of
and I was thinking about it,
and
my brain works this way, and I was thinking, there's 5 general areas of the park, and we have about 10 hours, and I was like, that's 2 hours for each. That's not enough.
That is not enough. And there's specific areas that I'm more interested in than others too, but I don't want to miss anything at the other areas.
Right.
So it's going to be hard. We'll just have to go 2 days.
I know, we might. Maybe we'll add a day.
Maybe we can make it happen.
Maybe.
Okay,
anyway,
so let's talk about Disneyland for just a little bit.
And thanks for listening to all of that.
Yes.
Lots of new food coming to Disneyland. They've announced a ton of new foods. If you guys aren't following on social media, Disney Eats, that's their official foodie account, Disney's official foodie account. And they always are posting new foods that they're bringing back. I see there is no peanut butter marshmallow cream churro. What are we calling it these days? The fluffernutter, obviously.
The effing churro.
The effing churro. Dear Disney,
bring back the effing churro.
We have a name.
Am I going to have to put a explicit warning on this episode?
Katie, I feel like that's a T-shirt.
Oh my gosh, for sure.
I feel
for sure. Oh, good heavens.
Those who know, right?
Yes.
There's some pretty good-looking things on this new menu. So let's start with some of the new treats. They have some sweet treats.
And they're all so beautiful.
They're so cute. Let's talk about a couple standouts. The Neapolitan macaron. What do you think about it? It is a chocolate macaron with vanilla bean buttercream, strawberry sauce, and it's at Clarabelle's hand-scooped ice cream.
I love the idea of the strawberry sauce, right?
Yes. It doesn't look saucy.
But I'm hoping it's a little bit tart, because that's what I like in a macaron. Yes,
it looks like a frosting. It looks like a royal icing to me. It doesn't really look like sauce.
Well,
to me that feels like a weird word, but I mean it's cute. I'm, of course, we've discussed it before, not a huge macaron fan, but I'll try it. I like Neapolitan. I like a Neapolitan shake from In-N-Out.
There you go.
So I'm a fan.
I am most excited, I think, for pineapple beignets.
Okay. I think those sound exciting.
I don't know. They're all so pretty.
They are all so pretty.
But I don't know that all of them look like right up my alley.
Yes.
A lot of sweetness. And the coconut cheesecake also looks really good to me.
I agree.
The Jolly Holiday.
I think the thing I'm most excited for is the lemon raspberry tiramisu. Okay. Lemon tiramisu cream with layers of raspberry-soaked ladyfingers, lemon curd, and fresh raspberries finished with a dried raspberry and chocolate decoration. That's a Jolly Holiday. I think that looks really good, and I love raspberry and lemon together.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a huge tiramisu fan, but that doesn't look like it has.
It doesn't look like a coffee and rum. Yeah,
so it might be good. My problem with it is it's in the same container that they had the tres leches in for food and wine, which I did not enjoy at all. So hopefully it's not soggy which I know tres leches is supposed to be soggy.
It's milky, right?
It was extra soggy.
Yeah,
it was just not good.
Yeah.
But it's cute. It's pretty. Really that little lemon Mickey is adorable.
It's so cute. And I will be eating that for sure.
I love it. Okay.
Anyway, so there's fun a Matterhorn puff filled with cheesecake, lemon curd, and fresh blueberries topped with white chocolate, snow sugar. And that's at Edelweiss. Mm-hmm. That's good. That sounds good. There's lots of good stuff.
Yeah, there's a new Dole Whip float that's matcha which I don't know about that. Pineapple and raspberry and matcha?
Strawberry mango.
Strawberry mango with matcha?
Strawberry and mango topped with white chocolate drizzle and toasted coconut. There's no matcha.
There's matcha in the picture.
In the wording.
In the wording.
It's green at the bottom.
I'm curious if that's like a...
Interesting.
Is that a liquid? Is it another ice cream?
Is it a sludge?
Nobody knows.
Nobody knows. I don't know. Strawberry, mango, and matcha. I will say that a couple of years ago, my office would buy coffees for us occasionally, and somebody's handwriting wasn't great, and they wanted a raspberry mocha, and somebody thought it said raspberry matcha, and so they came back with a raspberry matcha. It was actually really tasty, surprisingly tasty, and so it might be okay.
There you go.
Lyndon loves matcha. Maybe we should bring her with us, and she could try it.
And then Rancho del Zocalo has got a menu refresh going on. There's some really yummy stuff there. There's a shrimp ceviche coming.
Which you are excited about.
Well, I love ceviche, just not shrimp. I would do a fish ceviche. Fresas con crema, strawberries with sweet cream and cheesecake bites. That looks really good. A new coffee. Okay, so it's saying those are the only 3 new menu items coming there. Where's the plant-based nachos that I saw?
Oh, that's at Pim Test Kitchen.
That's right.
That's at Pim.
And those look good, I think.
Let me talk about the coffee at Rancho del Zocalo.
Okay.
It is called the Iced Café de Olla.
Okay.
Cold brew, horchata cream, and flan custard. Is it eggy? Is your flan custard eggy?
I don't know.
Custard and flan, both are eggy. I don't know. It looks good. I would try it. But the strawberries, the fresas con crema, have cheesecake bites also.
Yeah, it sounds yummy. I think that one sounds good.
So I think that is exciting.
Is there anything else food-wise that's noteworthy?
Well, yes. They have a whole new drink menu also. Is that what do you mean solid?
No.
Okay.
I just mean new stuff coming.
So yes, they have a bunch of drinks coming. All of this is happening April 30th.
Okay.
So
in advance of the 70th.
Correct.
But probably through the summer, I would guess.
Yeah. They call this new. I feel like I remember this happening last year. Watermelon lemonade at Hungry Bear, and it comes in a...
Oh, yeah, a cute brown cup.
It's actually got something on it now. It is a Country Bear Jamboree.
It's not
mason
just
jar
a
sipper.
Plastic mason jar.
Correct. It actually has a design on it.
It's cute.
But I feel like I've had a watermelon lemonade there before. This one has popping boba. No, I don't like popping boba. There is a peach lemonade with peach rings at Harbor Galley, agua fresca at Paradise Garden Grill, a pineapple cocktail at Paradise Garden Grill also. That's a tequila cocktail, a lychee, strawberry, or lychee. I don't remember how we decided that's supposed to be said. Green tea at Little Red Wagon. That's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
They don't
typically have a specialty thing there.
No.
Like at all, not even a specialty corn dog. It's just the good old basic corn dog.
Corn dog and chips. Passion fruit mint julep. That's going to be the seasonal mint julep at Mint Julep Bar. And a tiki margarita at the Hollywood Lounge. So a couple new drinks if you're going. A lot of new foods. This is all ahead of the 70th, which means we should get a whole brand new menu for the 70th coming right up.
Yep.
So lots of fun things.
Yes, and speaking of the 70th, last week after we recorded, of course, a couple of hours later, they released all of the show times for parades, World of Color, fireworks, all of that coming up for the summer.
Yep.
With the exception of the Better Together parade, we still don't have show times for that, which do they have dessert party reservations for it yet?
I believe they do.
So that would give away when the show times are.
I haven't had anybody interested in it, and so I haven't looked at it. Let's see.
Nobody wants the daytime dessert party.
Right.
Well, we don't know
there
if
is a
it's
daytime dessert party. Let's look, though. Let's look and see if anything has popped up.
While she's looking, I will tell you really quickly what the show times are. The cavalcade, the new cavalcade that's coming that has Duffy and Friends leading the way, will be at 1:30 and 2:45 every day. They'll have Mickey and Friends in 70th anniversary costumes, Max, Princesses, Heroes, Duffy, and Shelley May. It's a cavalcade, so it's tiny. It's 1 float and 2 small bike carts for the bears. For the bears. It's hilarious. And then Paint the Night, which that's what everybody is waiting for, right? Is at 8:45 and 10:45 each evening. This is through the week, too. And Wondrous Journeys will be at 9:30 p.m. And fireworks will be weather permitting as usual, but it will be nightly.
Yes.
And
World of... Oh, go ahead.
No, if there's no fireworks, they will still have projections.
Yes, and then
the buildings.
World of Color will be exactly the same as it's been, 9 o'clock and 10:15.
Yep.
We had somebody share a tip about World of Color.
Yeah, it was Bill and Jolie, actually. When they did the dessert party for World of Color last time, they did the later showing, and they felt like they were really rushed to eat their desserts and order drinks and all of that. They didn't have enough time with their waiter before the show started. So their tip was book the earlier show if you want to have a more relaxed experience. Right. Because by the time the first showing is over and everybody's cleared out, there really isn't that much time before the second show starts.
To get everybody seated, get their food. I remember that, actually.
I mean, the benefit of doing the later show is you're enjoying more park time before the show starts, right?
But maybe that's not what you want.
Yes,
maybe
your priority is to sit and relax, which you're paying a good premium price for this sit-down experience. You might as well enjoy the sit-down part.
And I remember that. We did the later one, too, and I remember our server coming, bringing us our stuff, and then a couple minutes later coming back and being like, hey, guys, they're clearing us out. Do you want
Order
anything?
your last drink. Yes.
Yep. And so I remember that. I think that we were excited to do some rides at the end of the night, and so it didn't really bother me too much, but I can see how it would if that's what you're looking forward to, is just sitting and kicking back a little bit.
Yeah. There should be a little bit more efficiency, too, with this dessert party now that everything's prepackaged.
Yeah.
It comes to you in a box at your table, which is really, really nice. Yes, it's super cute. So maybe that'll help a little bit, too, with that later showing.
Yeah.
If that's what you have booked. I wouldn't worry about canceling it if you have the later show booked.
Right.
But just a little tip if you haven't booked it yet.
To having that later one.
Yeah. And then is that it for nighttime entertainment? Phantasmic will be
every
regular
nightly, twice. Yep, same
regular
as
times.
It's been. Yeah. So
and Phantasmic has a dining experience.
Yep.
Where you can eat ahead of time and have reserved seating in front of the show, or Riverbell has a premium experience where you can sit and watch the show from their little elevated eating area.
Yeah. It's going to be a challenge. If you are going during the 70th, it's going to be very challenging. We were talking about this on our Patreon Zoom that we do with our Patreon members once a month the other night, that it's going to be quite challenging to get everything done if you're not there multiple nights. It's very nighttime entertainment heavy, and we still don't know about Better Together. Right. So who knows when that'll be.
So you probably need at least 3 days this summer if you're going to get everything in.
And we're going in June. And I was thinking about this. We only have 1 day really at Disneyland, and we did not get park hoppers for this. Maybe we need to, but we didn't get park hoppers. And I was thinking, how are we going to do everything? Like, we've got to really be where we need to be right on time to do all the things.
We're going to have to be super hyper scheduled.
I know. It's fine. We're fine.
In construction news, Porto's is finally beginning construction. I don't know if anybody's been there recently. I don't know exactly what it looks like, if they've started tearing down that building, if they've got scrim up walls, whatever, but it is finally starting. So that's good news.
Do you think they'll have it done by June?
Yes, absolutely. They're so fast.
I'm very excited. I know they are. I'm very excited about Porto's.
Me too.
I'm excited to try it because I've heard such good things. What is it? What kind of potato balls? Is that what it is?
Yes. Is that what they are?
That everybody loves?
I feel like, yeah, like croquetas.
Yeah.
Is what I kind of picture. I don't
want
know.
to try them.
We've never had them, so we don't know. It's just a good excuse to go back when it finally does open, right?
Yeah.
Sailing ship Columbia is back open with no notable changes. She needed a break, I guess. In past cute news, Wally was at Pixar Place Hotel for Earth Day. Did you see this?
No.
He was doing a little meet and greet. He's adorable. A little Wally robot. Just tooling around at Pixar Place just for Earth Day, though, so it's over. I wonder if they'll bring him back, though, for other special events.
I wonder that. Like, when they have things like this where they bring somebody out, especially like evening events, when they bring out characters that you never ever see, what happens afterwards? Like, why are they just collecting dust backstage?
They just go sit in a jail cell for the rest of the year.
Speaking of after-hour events, Pride Night tickets went on sale last week. We're going. We're very excited.
And are they sold out?
I'm looking right now. Let's see. They were not sold out. They did not sell out rapidly. They typically do sell out, just so you're aware if you're wanting to go. The dates for Pride Night are June 16th and June 18th, and currently they're both still available. $169 per person for the tickets. We'll be there on the 18th.
Come join us on the 18th. Okay, in Run Disney news,
this is sad.
This is sad. The Disneyland Half Marathon weekend happening next January. Registration opens for that this coming Tuesday, so tomorrow, if you're listening to the podcast on Monday, be ready with your fast fingers because there is going to be high competition for this one specifically because they are going on hiatus again Disney says due to the Disneyland Forward construction happening.
Right.
That they will go on pause until Disneyland Forward is done, which, how long is that? That's going to be like 5+ years.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I feel like they brought it back for 5 whole minutes.
I know.
Like, what the heck?
It makes me sad.
It makes me really sad,
if you were hoping to do a Disneyland race weekend, you've got 2 chances this fall, and I don't know, they're probably sold out for this fall already.
Well, while you're talking, I'll look it up.
Go check, and then this one I'm guessing will go pretty fast next Tuesday.
For sure. And this is the one that any runners, Heath included, who are wanting to do a coast-to-coast, this is the one that they try to get in on.
Yep, and this will be his last chance to do it for a little while, and he really wants to, so I'm guessing we will be headed to Disneyland in January and then Disney World for either Princess or Springtime Surprise. Or I guess we could do Food and Wine the next fall.
Yeah.
There's a couple of different opportunities for that. But.
Half marathon weekend at Disneyland, which is September 4th through 7th of this year, 2025, is completely sold out. They have yoga, a 5K.
Halloween half marathon.
A 10K, a half marathon, kids races, and then some different challenges. Anyway, completely sold out for that one. So you're not running. If you're not already registered, you're not running in September.
Yes, September. In the hot September.
Yeah. Yep. And yeah, so I'm sad about this. I'm not a runner, but I'm sad about it still because I feel like it's such a great event and there's some really great vibes.
Yeah. It's just a really fun event to be part of, whether you're running or not.
Yeah.
It's a high energy weekend. It's really fun.
Yep.
I think that's it for news. Do you have anything else?
No.
Okay.
Come back. We'll talk a little bit about changes.
Then and now. Changes.
That's DreamWorks. We're not allowed to sing that.
This episode is brought to you by Max, presenting HBO original comedy special, Brett Goldstein, The Second Best Night of Your Life. Emmy-winning actor, writer, and comedian Brett Goldstein brings his irresistible charm and quick wit stateside for his first ever HBO stand-up special. Goldstein sheds his testy Roy Kent facade to share his hilarious insights on love, sex, masculinity, and more. Brett Goldstein, The Second Best Night of Your Life. Now streaming exclusively on Max.
Out here, there's no one way of doing things. No unwritten rules. And no shortage of adventure. Because out here, the only requirement is having fun. Bank of America invites kids 6 to 18 to golf with us. For a limited time, sign them up for a free 1-year membership, giving them access to discounted tee times at thousands of courses. Learn more at bankofamerica.com/golf with us. What would you like the power to do? Bank of America. Restrictions apply. See BofA.com/golf with us for complete details. Copyright 2025 Bank of America Corporation.
This episode is brought to you by Peloton. Everyone has a reason to change. Growing old, heartbreak, a fresh start. Whatever it may be, Peloton is here to get you through life's biggest moments. With instructors that speak your language and workouts that move to your own rhythm. Peloton's Tread and All Access membership help you set your targets, track your progress, and get stronger, making your fitness goals a reality. Find your push. Find your power. Peloton. Visit onepeloton.com.
Don't miss your chance to spring into deals at Lowe's. Right now, get 5 select 1-pint annuals for just $5. Plus, get a free 60-volt Toro battery when you purchase a select 60-volt Toro electric mower. With deals like these, your yard wins. Shop in-store or online today. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 4/30 while supplies last. Actual plant size and selection varies by location. Excludes Hawaii.
Calling all Disney enthusiasts. Dreaming of a magical escape? Look no further than Mouse World Travel, your Disney vacation experts.
Whether you're enchanted by the magic of Disney parks, setting sail with Disney Cruise Line, embarking on an Adventures by Disney journey, or relaxing in paradise at Aulani, we've got you covered.
Our team of experts will craft the perfect getaway tailored just for you. From park tickets and dining reservations to exclusive perks and personalized itineraries.
Ready to make your dreams come true? Visit mouseworldtravel.com and tell them Ropedrop and Parkhop sent you.
Mouse World Travel, where your Disney adventure begins. Well, it's our 200th episode.
We need cheers. Let's see if we can do it.
Do you hear it? We're trying to make sounds.
I did hear it.
A little bit, maybe. What? It might have been clapping. Oh.
It changed your voice.
Nope. Oh, we're underwater.
Oh, that's fun. This is what we'll do for the speak pipe. We'll disguise everybody's voices.
Yes. This is... This is how we'll talk about Dark Universe.
Yes.
Okay.
Have you ever played Jackbox?
Yeah.
We love Jackbox, but that sounds like the murder mystery.
Which is our
trivia?
very favorite game, yes.
Yes.
That's our favorite game to play.
Yeah, so fun.
With all the little voodoo dolls.
Sounds exactly like his voice.
Yep. Okay, well, let's not do that again.
No, we didn't get any applause. We're applauding for ourselves. Yay! 200 confetti.
It's a lot of episodes.
It is. We've spent like a quarter of our lives at this point recording in the library. In our padded cell here.
So when we've talked about the lore, when we went to lunch that day, I think when we talked about starting the podcast, we kind of decided to sit down and plan out a certain number of episodes. And we decided that we're going to get through this. And if we have people who listen, that'd be awesome. If we don't have people who listen, it's a fun hobby.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things that I read when we were planning to start a podcast is that people fizzle out by episode 10. So episode 200, I feel like, is a huge accomplishment.
It is a pretty big accomplishment.
Yeah.
And we've done it every single week, with the exception of a couple of holiday weeks.
Yep.
We've had an episode published every single week for the last 4 years, almost.
My gosh.
Which is crazy.
I'm proud of us.
Me too.
Congrats.
Thanks.
We did get a text message from one of our listeners this morning congratulating us. So thanks, Sumit.
Yes. Thank you.
Anyway, yeah. So what's changed? What's changed on the podcast between now and then? I keep thinking I should go back and listen to something old. Do you feel like we're more comfortable?
Probably.
Or do you think we have the same vibe?
I don't know.
We're pretty much the same people.
Yeah, I think we were pretty chill to begin with. We kept it very conversational right from the beginning.
Yeah.
And pretended like we were just talking to each other, which is what we're doing. But I don't think that we pictured an audience in the beginning, or at least I didn't.
No, not at all.
I think I would have been a little too overwhelmed if I pictured an audience.
Maybe. I will say that I feel like in the beginning, this gives you a little behind the scenes. Sometimes we wing it. So I feel like in the beginning we were a lot more, and also in the beginning it was a lot easier to find topics to talk about, right?
Because there was a lot to get through.
Right.
There are a lot of planning tips.
And now sometimes we get here and we do plan about 6 months in advance, which we need to do again. But that's kind of a tentative, loose plan.
Right, because things come up, new dessert menus drop for the
we
summer.
We got to talk about that Hungry Bear lemonade. But and so sometimes we get here in the morning and we just look at each other and we're like, what are we going to talk about? Mm-hmm. Maybe that's the benefit of being 4 years in. We can kind of do that.
Yes, and we've been so many times now that we know it like the back of our hands, this park, right?
Except for that, do you know I have an age spot on the back of my hand? It's new. And I look at it, thanks. I look at it and I'm like, can I bleach it? Like, what can I do to make it just kind of
go away?
Yeah, it's an age spot for sure. And it's been there for a couple of years now, which means I'm getting old.
Yeah, we are getting old. So is our podcast. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I feel like that's one of the things that people say they like about our podcast is that we are not scripted. Uh-huh. We don't sound scripted, which this
is the script.
Right.
We're reading it.
We are reading straight from ChatGPT. There are podcasts that are scripted, that are meant to be, that are really, really fun.
Totally.
But for us, I think it works better that if we're just being us sitting in a room talking.
I mean, how else are you going to get the effing churro to come back?
Right?
We're not just off the cuff.
Dear Disney, bring back the effing churro. Oh, gosh. All right. So we're going to kind of just talk about then and now and what has changed for us as far as the podcast goes, as far as our experience in the parks, how that's changed.
Yeah.
And a little bit about Disneyland then and now. Because the reason that we started the podcast, aside from us just loving Disney and wanting to talk about it, was that we wanted to help people plan post-pandemic. Mm-hmm. As the parks were reopening. We wanted to be able to help people plan effectively and know what they needed to do because so much was different than pre-pandemic. Yep. And so I feel like a lot has changed even in the last 4 years since it reopened. So we can talk about that a little bit too.
However, we still have reservations.
That's right.
That hasn't changed, guys. We still have those. Okay, I was just thinking about this. I want to share one thing that has changed since we started this podcast. And this one, you're going to die. Okay, hold on. Let me find it really quickly. We have our kids. We have our kids who do episodes occasionally. Mm-hmm. Have you gone back and listened to any of the early episodes with our kids?
Their voices have changed.
Seriously, and some of them not as much, right? But some of them, I just die every time, and I will occasionally, and I kind of love, and maybe we've talked about this before because it's a thing I have felt for a long time. I love that we have that little time capsule with them.
For sure.
It's the cutest. I'm going to pull it up. I'm going to play it, and let's listen, because really, you're gonna die. Hold on. When did they even? I'm going to go to their first Ropedrop Kids, which was a bear, by the way, a bear to edit, in case you're wondering. Okay, I'm not even going to connect to my phone via Bluetooth.
That's
I'm
okay.
just going to play it.
They get the Aladdin music.
Hi, I'm Kenley. I'm Asher. I'm Lyndon. And I'm Jack. And you're listening to Ropedrop Kids. Hi.
Are they not the littlest babies
They
ever?
are teeny tiny babies.
And you guys, they're doing our episode next week. Pay attention to the difference, because seriously, like, they are little babies. It makes me sad, kind of, again.
Yeah, the two boys are men now.
I know.
They've turned into men. But yeah, that has changed. We've changed.
My voice is deeper.
You think so?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've grown up.
Your age spot is showing.
I have an age spot on my head. I don't think that was there. A couple gray hairs weren't there when we started.
Right. I've lost some weight
in
the last 4 years.
A little bit. It's my turn. I need to do that.
You don't need to, only if you want to.
Oh, I know.
You're perfect just the way you are.
Thanks, Katie.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it.
You're welcome. Erin looks actually really cute today.
Oh,
if you guys wanted to know. She's in green with some cute little patterned pants, ready to go to work after this. Erin has switched jobs. Like her full-time-ish job has changed.
Yep, my day job.
That just happened recently.
Yes.
I moved into a different house since the podcast started.
That was kind of something that we kind of were working around a lot in the beginning, too, because you were building your house.
Yep. I have 2 new dogs.
Lost one dog.
Yes. One dog died. Got 2 new ones since then.
Little pains in the butt. Little
Yes,
pibbles.
they are.
That's what my kids
Pibbles.
call them, pills. No new pets at my house. No new house. Same house, same pets. I got a new car.
That's right. Yeah.
I mean, whatever.
Still exciting.
Life is pretty much the same for me. Nothing really exciting has changed. I will say one of the best changes that's come from this is the travel planning aspect of our little gig here that we kind of both, you did it first, and then I joined you. And
I started pretty much in conjunction with the podcast starting because the agency owner who I knew previously heard that we were starting this podcast and reached out and said, hey, like this would go really well together. And I agreed and started and had no idea what I was doing, but knew that I had, done it in some capacity for a long time without being an actual travel agent. So.
Right. And
it's worked out great.
Was just like, absolutely not. I don't have time. Like, I cannot add that to my plate. And so I was super resistant. And I think all along the way I said someday, but not today. And then I just finally decided to join you. And it's been great. It's been so much fun. We've met some really awesome people that way, I think. We've had some awesome experiences, including this epic experience we get to have next week.
Yeah. Lots of really cool opportunities that we wouldn't have had otherwise.
We've met some really cool people along the way.
Absolutely.
Danny.
That's probably my favorite part of all of this.
Yes.
Is all the really cool people we've met. Not just our guests on the podcast, but our listeners.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
The best friends that we've made because of starting this.
But we got to talk to Danny, who played the genie forever. We got to talk to Philander, one of the VIP tours. We got to talk with Joey. He's just a local who goes all the time and shares all of the good things with us. We love him a lot. We've gotten to meet Todd, who's an artist for Disney and works and does all of the after-hours art. He does the credentials. He does the little maps and packets and things like that. We've met some cool people.
Yeah, really, really cool.
We're putting it out in the universe that Bob Gurr and Tony Baxter are going to be our next besties.
Yep.
Joe Rohde, are you out there?
Tony Baxter, you and I hung out in the lobby of the Grand Californian. You don't know that yet, but you will. You will know.
We'll talk about it.
We'll talk about it on the podcast with you.
That's been great.
Yeah, so let's talk about some of the things that have changed at Disney in the last 4 years.
Okay.
When the parks first opened up, reservations were a thing and still are. Masks were a thing, but aren't.
I'm so glad.
Yes. And they were off and on. Like they would require them for a little while and then they would loosen it up a little bit and then another wave would come and they'd bring the masks back. And then sometimes you only had to wear them inside and sometimes outside and sometimes both. Now they're gone.
Hopefully
I actually
forever?
still have people ask me every once in a while, are they still requiring masks at Disney?
Oh, they haven't for a while.
Yeah, it's been a while.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Avengers Campus opened because it was not open prior to the COVID shutdown. So Avengers Campus is brand new, which it doesn't feel like. It feels like it's been there forever.
Yeah. When we first started the podcast, I already had a trip planned, I think, with my 14 How old was he?
Who are we talking about?
Noah.
Okay.
We went for his birthday. He turned 14.
Okay.
So we got to go experience Avengers Campus pretty much right after it opened.
Yeah.
Which was really cool. And there was no park hopping to begin with, I don't think. Was there?
No, I think you're correct. And then
and then park hopping was added with a 1 p.m. or was that
1
at
or
Disney
2?
World?
1 or 2 p.m. Yes, no, I think it was later in the day
both.
at Disneyland.
And then at Disneyland, they moved it to 11.
Which it still is.
Still is.
So dumb.
Yes.
Let's talk about that. What should they change? Let's get rid of park reservations. They're dumb. They're always available. I don't think that they really use them for anything.
Mm-hmm. I actually don't mind the park hopping restriction that much because it's early enough in the day that you're getting a few hours in your starting park.
Yeah,
and I agree. And you would do that anyway.
True, unless you wanted to go in and grab a breakfast, like a specific breakfast, and then hit the other park. But I mean, that's fine. It's workable.
Yeah.
The reservations are a pain.
More recently, the entry turnstiles have changed. So it's a different entrance. They have facial recognition thing.
Yes, I'm excited to try it.
Yes.
Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. We got an entire new attraction and a revamp of Toontown. So that's kind of fun. And honestly, it was a glow up.
Yeah.
I think I love it so much more.
Yep. Splash Mountain got converted to Tiana's Bayou Adventure.
Correct.
Bittersweet on that one.
Bittersweet for sure.
Yeah.
I like it more than I thought I would.
Yeah. I mean, it's still a water ride.
Yes.
And we don't love getting wet in the middle of the day.
No.
But it is very, very cute.
It is really cute.
It's a little glitchy still. She has issues, Tiana. We got a brand new restaurant over there, the Tiana's Palace.
Yep.
A couple different iterations of World of Color and fireworks and different parades. We got Magic Happens Back, which played for like a month before the shutdown. And then...
I forgot that, actually.
Yeah,
I forgot that it happened before the shutdown.
It played from like February through the middle of March.
Brand spanking new, and everyone was so excited. And it played for like
really,
a
really
week.
cute parade. Yeah.
It is a really cute parade.
And then they brought it back for a little bit.
And I wish they'd bring it back again. But I'm happy about Paint the Night, which we've been waiting for that one for years and years and years.
Yes. Magic Band Plus was introduced. So Magic Bands were able to be used at Disneyland for the first time ever. And then we had Genie introduced.
Yes.
And then Genie Plus along with that, which was the new Fast Pass system.
Yes.
And then that got scrapped. And now we have Lightning Lanes. Yep. Lightning Lane Multi-Pass, Lightning Lane Single Pass, and Lightning Lane Premier Pass.
Yes, which we asked for, but not quite like that.
Yes.
Pixar Place Hotel.
Yes.
That revamp happened. It used to be Paradise Pier Hotel.
We got a new entrance over there for only Pixar Place guests, although right now it's Grand California guests too until they're...
But they have a different entrance. Have you looked at the map?
It's different than the Pixar Place one?
It kind of is.
Interesting.
Yeah, they don't have to go all the way out to the main gate out by Disneyland Drive. They are able to exit the hotel at a different point.
But they're still entering the park at the same place,
They're entering the park at the same place, but
Yeah.
they're entering the line at a different place, which is interesting because I thought in the beginning, they
That
had to
walk
go
all the way
out.
out.
Yes, and I was like, that sucks. But no, it's actually from the hotel they exit, and it's really close to the entrance back there.
Gotcha.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's super interesting.
Yeah.
Disneyland Forward got announced, so we've got a bunch of new stuff coming in the next decade. Downtown Disney has been almost completely redone in the last 4 years.
Oh gosh, totally
so
different.
many new things
totally
in downtown
different.
Disney.
You can't even. I mean, we could do an entire podcast on how downtown Disney has changed.
Let's talk about how our experience has changed.
Totally.
From being just tourists to
going with the idea that we want to talk about it, that we're going to come and talk to you guys about it.
Yeah.
We are definitely more prone to trying new things.
Absolutely.
I think that it's easy if you go frequently to get into a rut. You have your favorite rides, you have your favorite restaurants, and we still do.
Yes.
But we try really hard to also try new experiences and do things so that we can let you know if it's worth it, if it's not worth it. I feel like we're pretty good at doing that too. I feel like we are pretty good at being, I mean, we're biased obviously because we love Disneyland, right? That's why you're here too. But I think we're pretty good at telling you if it's good value or if it's not. Like we're good at being honest and not.
Yes.
And not, what's the word? Just sugarcoating everything.
Well, and speaking of that, let's talk about prices have changed since the park reopened.
Yeah, speaking of not sugarcoating things.
Yeah. It's gotten to almost an untenable situation now, which interestingly enough, Walt Disney World packages just released for 2026 and some of the prices are a little bit lower than they were for 2025, which hasn't happened in a really long time.
And they are offering a promotion they've never offered before that kids eat free all year. So if you're booking a package next year and you want to include dining, kids ages 3 to 9 eat free the entire year, which is huge. That's a big deal. And so I think
that they've hit their ceiling, and they're realizing that people aren't. I mean, and that's how it works. That's how a free market works, right? You see what people will tolerate, and if they don't tolerate it, then you lower your prices.
You adjust accordingly.
Exactly.
And I hope it happens soon at Disneyland.
I do too.
And I think I've actually read, which I don't know if they're just clickbait articles, but I've read a couple things or headlines in passing that in some of their boardroom conversations they've talked about maybe we're pricing a little too high. I would love to see them roll it back.
Yeah, and they already do kind of surge pricing. Ish, the way that Uber does, in that if they know a day is going to be busy, they're going to charge a little bit more for it because they can.
And that's new. They didn't do that before the shutdown.
So tiered pricing is new. But yeah, it's been so fascinating to watch kind of the evolution of post-pandemic revenge travel was a real thing.
Oh, totally.
People flocked to the parks because we'd had a break for so long and everybody missed it. And
also you had 14 months worth of trips that were planned.
Right.
That all of a sudden needed to be taken.
Yeah. Right. And then everybody was stuck at home for so long. They were ready to get away. And anyway, we're seeing that start to wane a little bit. So,
which is interesting that it took 5 years. Well, Disneyland's been open almost 4 years, right? So
yeah,
it took 4 years to accomplish that. Normal travel plus revenge travel plus rescheduling, all of that.
So, and back to our experience in the parks, I do feel like we tend to take things a little easier too.
Oh, totally.
We don't feel so rushed to do every single thing every time.
We have had days where we've sat, and I think we've done 2 rides all day.
Yes, because we're busy getting content for other things that we normally wouldn't do. So
and
that's
also
always
people,
fun.
and also people watching, and also horse watching,
which is also content. If you guys don't follow that Overheard at Disney account, that one's pretty fun.
It's pretty funny. Yeah.
Super fun. Also, we watch for plaids. That's our other favorite pastime.
And that's how we found Scarlett Johansson.
Yes.
Also, I don't know. I think that I am more... I don't know what I try to look at things from the perspective of different situations. My situation is not everybody's situation.
Right.
And so I'm there trying to look at how a small kid would react to something, or how, a childless couple, a first-timer. Exactly. And so I think I try really hard to look at things from a perspective beyond my own, which I did not do that before.
Yeah.
I just was there for me.
That's different. It's been also really fun for us to try bunches of different hotels, which, normally before we were doing this, I feel like we just did our old standbys, right?
Yes.
We did our old favorites.
Yep.
And it's been really fun to try some different places.
Which we're trying a new one when we go in June. I'm excited.
We've gotten to know the Hojo really well, which has been a fun partnership to have.
Yep.
We love them.
They're just fantastic. And we have a lot of people reach out to us and ask if we recommend them, if we like them. We absolutely do. And also, and again, being honest, right? We've stayed in buildings 1 and 2. We've never stayed in any of the older buildings. Right. I can't recommend those. I don't know those. But buildings 1 and 2 are refurbished. But what I was going to say is the staff is just fantastic.
They're amazing.
They're so good. And this is not us saying it because we get something. We don't. But they're just such a great staff. And Heather, who runs the marketing, who works with us, she's fantastic. And so we're super lucky to have that relationship. Again, I guess that goes back to people we've gotten to meet along the way.
Yeah, for sure.
I kind of feel like I've done things. You and I have very different lives. We do. And I've done things that I probably would never have done that you have done before. So thanks for letting me tag along.
Of course.
But honestly, I feel like I've gotten to do some really cool things. I've gotten to stay. It's always been a dream of mine, which now I just need to take my kids. But I've wanted to stay at the Grand Californian. I've wanted to stay at the Disneyland Hotel, and I've had the opportunity to do it. Guys, hack. It's a lot cheaper to go to Disneyland without your family.
Yeah. Find a friend.
That
will split a room with you.
It is so much more affordable, guys.
Yes.
Forget those kids. Leave those kids at home.
I had never stayed club level until this whole podcast travel agent thing started. So that's pretty fun to be able to do that.
Yep.
I didn't even really know that was a thing before. And now, it's hard to live without that.
That wasn't even on my radar,
right?
And so, all these brand new experiences. And, I mean, yes, we benefit from it, obviously, but it's awesome for us to be able to come and tell you how we feel about these things. And if you're thinking about doing something like that, is it worth it? Is this a good place to stay? So I love that. Yep. But I love that because of it, I get to have these really cool experiences.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, we've talked about this before too, but I had someone ask me the other day, they were like, so wait, you go to Disney just with your friend? And I was like, yeah. And they're like, oh. And I was like, a lot. And they're like, how is that? I can't think of any friend I would want to go. And I was like,
sad for you.
Well, no, just to spend a lot of time, right?
Sure.
And they're like, I mean, I don't want to spend a lot of time with people like that. And I'm like, we travel really well together, which we've mentioned before.
Yeah. And I don't know, like, if it wasn't.
Unless I'm snoring.
It's which I've adapted to that. We have earplugs. She has hostage tape. We're good. I do think that it helps a little bit. I mean, we're really, really good friends, but it also helps a little bit that it's sort of a business relationship as well.
Yeah.
It's where we feel like we have a task that we're there to accomplish, right?
Yeah.
If we were just going for fun, we would not be going once a month to Disneyland, just the two of us.
I don't know. Maybe we will. When the podcast ends, are we still going to go to Disneyland together?
Probably.
When's the podcast ending?
Never.
Okay. Yeah. And so I'm super grateful for that because I honestly, and here we get weepy. I'm not going to get weepy. I'm not.
You can.
No, I'm not going to. I'm not even going to look at you. I'm going to look at the weird wall. But and we've talked about this on the podcast before too. Actually, I'm not going to lie. There were some life changes that were happening for me during all of this. And, we've kind of briefly talked about, and I'm not going to speak for you, but we've briefly talked about faith crisis and kind of some things that were happening in our life that way too. And I needed a friend. I really did need a friend. And so that's something that's changed. I feel a lot less lonely now than I did 4 years ago.
Good.
Thanks.
Yes. And I feel like the older I get too, the smaller my circle gets. I love that I get to include you in that small circle.
Thanks.
Like it feels really nice to have somebody.
I've always told my children that if you had $1 to go spend, you'd rather have 4 quarters in your hand than 100 pennies, right? And so that's something that my kids and I have talked about since very early on. And it's a way for me to explain to my kids that fewer valuable friends are worth more than 100 not valuable friends. And
I do think there are some people in this world that are really good at having lots of friends. And that's something that
I'm not.
I know, I'm not either. I'm just saying, I really think that's a strength that some people have to be able to have multiple really, really good friends. I'm just not there.
It's exhausting.
Yes.
And I used to be. I think I used to be when I was younger. I don't have the energy for it now. I have way too much going on and I'm tired. And so I don't have the energy. So I'm glad that you're one of mine.
Yes.
One of my quarters.
It's interesting as your kids get older too and they kind of become your friends and your little sounding boards, that makes it less necessary to have a big circle of friends too.
Yeah.
I think that's part of the evolution of life.
I agree. And I had a little drama yesterday with my kids, and we're entering that phase. Your kids are older, but we're entering the phase where we're getting to be friends a little bit more than me scolding them and raising them.
Yeah.
But we had something that happened yesterday, and I was super frustrated about it. And you're the first person I called. I was like, I'm calling Katie. And anyway, so thanks for that. So that's changed.
Same, back to you.
I needed a friend, and you are that for me.
So yeah, that's our 4 years in a nutshell.
Yeah.
Happy 200th to you.
4 years more, 200 more.
At least.
Hopefully.
Yeah. There will probably be some other big, huge life changes that happen in the next 4 years.
Yeah, probably. I mean, I'll have graduating kids too.
We'll have won the lottery and moved to California.
That is for sure going to happen. Can't wait. And also, we kind of touched on it earlier. We've gotten to meet some of you guys, but also, even if we haven't met you guys, thanks for listening.
Yes.
Thanks for supporting us. Thanks for being
We consider
here.
you our friends, even if we haven't met you.
Totally.
I feel like we're talking to friends every week.
Totally.
Yep.
And we love interacting with you.
And thanks for letting us plan your trips, the ones of you that have reached out to us for help.
Yeah.
We are so honored to be part of that.
We are.
And even if you've just used our podcast as planning, we're honored to be part of that. That's
Absolutely.
awesome,
that was
too.
why we did this.
Yep.
It's the whole reason we did it, is to help make it easier for people. We're grateful to all of you. And, when I was listing people that we've met, I'm sorry if I couldn't mention everybody. And so please forgive me if you weren't mentioned. We love you too. I promise we do. Even if we have met in passing, we've appreciated talking to you.
100%.
Yeah. And it's been a good experience. And so thank you for being here for 200 episodes. Yeah. I'm curious how many of you listening have been here for 200 episodes. Yeah. Tell us. Go into Instagram or email us, Ropedrop Parkhop at gmail.com. Is that right?
Ropedrop.parkhop at gmail.com.
Okay.
Yep. I promise there's a dot in there.
Okay, good. I'm wait, is there?
Go to the SpeakPipe.
Or
link
go to the
in the description below and leave us a message. We would love it.
We would really love that.
Or leave us a review
Leave us a review.
That leads into, this is your weekly reminder to follow us on Instagram at Ropedrop.Parkhop and on Facebook the same. Go join our discussion group. That's really fun on Facebook. It's called Rope Dropping and Park Hopping.
And the more of you that join that, the better responses we get to people's questions. It's a great community where people feel comfortable asking questions, and there's lots of great answers.
Yep.
And then if you haven't already subscribed to the podcast, which I hope you have, but if you haven't, hit subscribe. Join our Patreon.
Yes.
We had a new member this week, and she's somebody that I'm working with to book a trip. And she emailed me afterwards, and she's like, that was so much fun. And she's like, I don't feel like I have a lot of people in my life that I can talk to about Disney, and it's one of my favorite things. And it was so nice to just have like-minded people to talk to and feel comfortable. And so we don't always talk about Disney.
No.
We do other things, but
we usually at least touch on Disney a little bit. We talk about our upcoming trips and all of that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So.
And it's fun, and we have trivia nights, and we have game nights. And
one week we went super into the weeds and talked all about the House of the Retro Future.
Oh gosh,
Tomorrowland.
That's right.
Stuff.
It was interesting.
It was a deep dive.
It was a total
mess,
deep dive,
but it was really fun.
Yeah, and really great people. Really great people. We've fostered friendships. We meet up. We text. So join us there. It's a lot of fun if you're looking for somebody who's like you.
Yeah, if you just want to talk about Disney with a bunch of people once a month on Zoom. We're there. It's really fun.
Yeah.
All right, guys. We will see you not next week. The kids' episode drops next week. We will be in Epic Universe. We'll be just home from Epic Universe.
Yes.
And then we'll talk about that the next time.
Okay.
See you then.
Bye.